a bug. My mood board. Take a new direction. I don't know words. Welcome back. All right, listen, let's just get straight into it. Let's just get straight into it. Even though I don't think I'm necessarily behind, I feel behind. I am currently in the process of planning out my fall collection. So I'm currently in the process of working on the art prints that I want to come out with. Now, I had already had some ideas for some other products that we shall see if we do actually come out with them. I think there's a lot of like technical things that I'm not so sure about when it comes to creating these products. So the art prints that I want to do are kind of, you can see it hanging up right here. It'll pop up here. So the art prints are kind of similar to this art that I did last year, where I was kind of trying to do like a sort of a vintage style design. And this was the only one that I created last year, but I really, really liked it. And so this year I actually, like, what popped into my head, it's kind of similar to this style of art, but then in my head, I kind of like elevated it and added more to it. And I am so excited about these art pieces. I am so excited about them. I think they're gonna be so cute. I'm gonna actually show you the process right here. Here, I'm gonna scoot over for you guys. This is just kind of my rough planning out and laying out all the different colors, trying to plan out the color palette for each one, because I knew that each art piece was going to be monochromatic, but I wanted to kind of figure out like, where do I actually want to put shading? Because I knew I really wanted these to be more simplified. I didn't want to do super detailed shading. I wanted it to be more design focused, rather than actually figuring out like, okay, if the lighting is coming from here and this is her bone structure, what would the shadows look like? How would the highlights work? I didn't want to do any of that. I really wanted this to be more design focused. I simplified the shadows, the highlights, everything, more so to just make it pop rather than make it semi-realistic. This week, I want to go ahead and get started on creating finalized pieces of those artworks, because if I can at least get the art prints for this collection done, then I know that I can put focus on figuring out all the other stuff that I want to come out with, like bookmarks, coasters, possibly do apparel if we decide to go the print on demand route. We'll see about that. I don't know for sure, but I always feel like with the bright lighting that I have in here that they can see in. All right, let's just get started. Or else we're like never gonna get anything done because I'm just gonna talk. Let's go. behind me is cracking me up. Okay. Now the other day I worked on putting together a mood board, just a whole bunch of different like designs and even some art pieces and just things that kind of fit the vibe, the aesthetic, even the color scheme of the art that I want to create for my fall collection this year. And so I put together a mood board. I tried really hard to find all of the either like the artists or the designers for all of these things, but I still I have not been able to figure out who actually drew or designed the Greetings from Malibu little postcard art. So if anybody knows, please let me know and put it down in the comments because it's such a cute little art piece. Surely it's not AI. Oh, and I also couldn't find the actual photographer of the girl sitting on the moon, but I found the model. I don't know who actually took the picture. Maybe she took the picture, I don't know, but I couldn't figure that one out. As you can see, I'm kind of going for a really cute, sort of like a vintage, but with a creepy, modern bubblegum punk kind of feel. Lots of pinks and oranges, very sunset color palettes. I'm also kind of going more towards like simplified. So rather than getting accurate shading and highlighting and making it semi-real, I'm kind of more focusing on the line work and then using different shades of the same color to define certain elements of the art. I'm kind of doing more, not like cartoonish, but illustrator style. I just wanted to show you guys my mood board and kind of the thing that I put together that I feel like best represents what's in my head into a collage, as well as like the swatches, the overall vibe that I'm going for this year. And honestly, I don't know, I kind of feel like my art might be starting to take a new direction that I'm really excited about, because honestly, the art that I have created for my fall collection so far has kind of opened up this whole new path in my artistic abilities and the way that I see things and all of that. I don't know, it's kind of hard to describe. It just feels that it's opened me up to something new and exciting and a new path and a new direction and a more defined path and a defined look. But we'll see. Because I might get tired of this, you know, after I do it for the fall collection, I might be like, yeah, you know, I'm totally over that. But so far, I really, really love what I've created. Yesterday, I had tried to finish the witch art, and I think I just felt like I wanted to do that one first because that was the first one that came to my head. That was kind of the one that I pictured first that set the tone for the rest of the designs. But I think also because I love anything witches, because I'm a witch. But I also knew that I still wasn't quite sure the technique that I wanted to use when actually doing the shading, because when I was just doing the rough sketch of all of these, I was pretty much just blocking in colors. And so I wasn't actually using the brush in Procreate that I knew that I would use for the final art. I was just using like a solid paintbrush and just blocking in colors. Firstly, the line art, I didn't like it as much as my rough sketch, which am I the only one? I doubt I am. I pretty much always like or prefer my rough sketch more than my final sketch, my final line art. And it looks so much more expressive and it just pops more than my final line art. And I can't figure out why. Like, I can't figure out what I'm doing. I already was not super thrilled with the line art of the witch drawing, but I tried coloring it in yesterday and it just wasn't looking right. It wasn't looking as cute as the one where I was just like laying out colors. I stopped filming because I knew I need to sit down and actually figure out the brushes that I want to use and the technique that I want to do. And I don't want the pressure of filming it. So I pretty much just let myself take the time, and I went into it knowing this might be frustrating. I might get frustrated with this process but I have to figure this out now so that I can get these art prints done. I was trying different brushes and different pressure and different, you know, the way I was doing the strokes, and trial and error, try this, try that, try a heavy hand, try a lighter hand, you know. I knew that this was gonna be frustrating. I knew that having to figure this out and figure out the technique that I wanted to use was gonna be a bit messy, and that it might put me in a bad mood. That's just, that's what I've learned about myself. It can put me in a really bad mood because all the times that it doesn't work out before it does work out makes me start to feel like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing and I'm not good at this, and you know, like I should just give up. And yeah, so I kind of have to like prepare myself for those times. We're gonna make a goal to get all of the art prints finished by Sunday, which I haven't even started drawing the mermaid yet, but it's fine. We'll figure it out. What's another thing? Do y'all ever get in I feel like I'll have a day or two where I'm able to word everything so well, and all the thoughts in my head, I can just say them so perfectly. And then I have like a week or two where I have no clue what I'm saying and I don't know words. Anyone else? Please let me know. Let's play the game. Guess what I'm about to say. If you guessed, I think I'm gonna end things here. Correct. I did not get all 5, with possibly a 6th to be added, because there's something about seeing 6 of them in a frame just on a wall just really sounds so pleasing, so I might be adding a 6th. But no, I did not finish the 5 art prints that I was supposed to finish, but I did finish 4 of them. And we're gonna call that a win. They're just, each one is getting faster to complete. So I'm honestly not even worried about it. I think at this point I have pretty much decided to nix the coasters idea. I'm gonna hold off on those. In the next video, the goal is we will be getting started on creating apparel, bookmarks. Don't forget, like, subscribe, comment. Also, I have the 5 occult classic characters in mind for my art prints. I have a witch, a devil, a vampire, a fairy, and a mermaid. But I kind of want to do a 6th art print. I had actually considered doing a ghost, but the thing is, I don't really know how to go about drawing it so that it comes across as, oh, she's a ghost. So that's an option. We could always make her see-through, but I don't know, that might get a little messy looking. So maybe we'll do a ghost, but if you have any ideas of something that could go along with like a vampire, a witch, a fairy, a mermaid, a devil girl, comment down below what you think that 6th occult character could be. And otherwise, I'll see you in the next video, where I guess we will find out what that 6th character would be, if you guys vote. So make sure you do. Let me know. I'll see you on the next video. Bye! Love you. Yeah, I just wanna